When it comes to the Trump family, there's always something worth talking about. Whether it's Donald's latest political stunt or Melania's stoic, almost enigmatic presence, the world never seems to tire of speculating about them. But it's not just her husband's headline-making moves that keep Melania in the limelight, it's the drama, the fashion, the mysteries, and even the subtle body language that fuels endless speculation. Let's take a deep dive into the latest juicy details from Melania's memoir, Melania, where she opens up about everything from her pro-choice stance to her rocky relationship with Donald, and the trials and tribulations that made their marriage what it is today. Melania Trump, the enigmatic First Lady. While Donald Trump has always been front and center, making headlines every other week, Melania has been the quiet, graceful partner in the background. Well, at least that's the persona she's cultivated. But with the release of her 256-page memoir, she's given us a few surprising insights into her life, revealing that there's more to her than meets the eye. One of the most shocking revelations in Melania's book was her stance on women's reproductive rights. You might assume that she's a staunch pro-life supporter, given her husband's reputation, but Melania has her own thoughts on the matter. In her book, she explicitly states that women should have the autonomy to choose whether or not to have children, free from government interference. Melania writes, "It's imperative to guarantee that women have autonomy in deciding their preference of having children, free from any intervention or pressure from the government." This isn't the type of thing you'd expect from someone married to a man who prides himself on being the most pro-life president in history. But here's the kicker. Donald Trump, in an unexpected twist, actually told Melania to speak her truth. In an interview, he said, "We spoke about it, and I said you have to write what you believe." Yes, he knew my position and my beliefs since the day we met. You've got to give Trump credit for standing by his wife, especially when his own party may not have been thrilled with her pro-choice views. The Trump family drama: Rosie O'Donnell, Barron, and bullies. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing for Melania when it came to defending her family. One moment that stirred up significant drama was when comedian Rosie O'Donnell made a controversial comment about her son, Barron Trump. Rosie suggested that Barron might be autistic, which didn't sit well with Melania. In her book, she opens up about how furious she was and how she immediately called out Rosie's cruelty, calling her comments toxic. While Melania acknowledged that there's nothing wrong with autism, she made it crystal clear that her son is not autistic, and she didn't take kindly to anyone questioning his health. Melania's response was also to launch the Be Best initiative, which focused on anti-bullying. As it turns out, the comment about her son sparked something that led Melania to start a much-needed campaign to fight against online bullies. Take that, internet trolls. Election controversy and January 6th. Like many members of the Trump family, Melania has never been shy about sharing her opinion on the 2020 election. In her book, she echoes her husband's claims that the election results were a mess and believes that all the votes should have been counted on Election Day. Sound familiar? But when it comes to the January 6th Capitol riot, Melania takes a more passive stance. She admits that she didn't speak out against the violence because she didn't know what was going on at the time. However, she says if she had known, she would condemn the violence. We'll take her word for it. A brush with death, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. There's no denying that the Trump family's life has been anything but ordinary. One of the most chilling moments in Melania's memoir comes when she describes the assassination attempt on her husband during the campaign trail. She recounts the terrifying scene when a gunman opened fire at a rally in Pennsylvania. She remembers the chaos, the gunfire, and how Donald Trump reached for his head as Secret Service rushed in to shield him. Melania, at home in Bedminster, New Jersey, describes the helplessness she felt as she watched the unfolding situation on TV, fearing for her husband's life. The tension didn't ease until she finally got through to Donald on the phone. But even then, Melania couldn't help but be more concerned about Barron, their son, who was watching it all unfold. She called her husband's survival nothing short of a miracle, and, as she later reflects, it felt like eternity before she was able to speak to him again. Melania and Donald, a rocky road to marriage. Melania and Donald Trump's relationship wasn't always smooth sailing. In 1998, at a New York Fashion Week party, Donald approached Melania while his date was in the bathroom. She refused to give him her number, saying, "If you give me yours, I'll call you." Their romance began, but it hit a bump when Melania walked into Donald's apartment to find his ex-girlfriend casually leaving. Feeling betrayed, she dumped him, saying, "I don't care about all his billions." However, Donald wasn't ready to give up. Within a week, he had won her back, and by 2000, they were back together. They got engaged in 2004, married in 2005, and had their son Baron a year later. Despite the ups and downs, their relationship has now lasted over 20 years, proving their bond is strong despite the dramatic moments. Melania's relationships with Donald's ex-wives. Melania Trump's relationship with Donald's ex-wives is a complex one, particularly with Ivana and Marla Maples. While Ivana never had an issue with Melania, she was openly critical of Marla, calling her a shgirl with no accomplishments. Ivana even joked that she was always the first Mrs. Trump instead of the First Lady, which led to a response from Melania's team, claiming Ivana was just trying to sell books. Despite some past tension, Melania did attend Ivana's funeral, proving that actions speak louder than words. Melania's relationship with Ivanka, Donald's daughter, was notably strained during Trump's presidency, as Ivanka tried to step into the First Lady role while Melania focused on Barron's schooling. This created boundaries between them, but rumors suggest that the Trump family's legal troubles have helped bring everyone closer. Family drama, it seems, is just another part of the Trump dynamic. Melania's fashion. Power, poise, and a little drama. One thing that's never in question when it comes to Melania Trump is her style. Whether she's attending a state dinner or simply stepping out in a bold coat, she knows how to make a statement. Her minimalist style is paired with an undeniable aura of power. From sleek skirts and jackets to statement gowns, Melania's wardrobe has always screamed confidence. Let's take a look at some of her most memorable outfits. The off-the-shoulder dress she wore to the Salute to Our Armed Services inaugural ball, designed by Hervé Pierre. It was a stunning look, one that later ended up in the Smithsonian. The elegant black tie gown she wore at Blenheim Palace in England for a state dinner. It oozed grace and sophistication. The jumpsuit by Atelier Cato she wore to the Taj Mahal, which beautifully honored the cultural heritage of India. Her stunning cream wrap coat during the 75th anniversary of D-Day. The look was so sleek, it practically screamed First Lady material. Despite some missteps, like her infamous, "I really don't care, do you?" jacket, Melania has consistently made headlines for her bold and unforgettable fashion choices. Melania Trump, the mystery that never ends. As we continue to watch Melania's public persona evolve, we can't help but wonder, is she really as unhappy with Donald as some people think? Or does she just prefer to keep things private? Is she a woman of mystery, or is there more to the story than we realize? With every public appearance, she keeps us guessing. Whether it's avoiding a kiss from her husband or swatting away his hand, Melania Trump is a master of controlling the narrative and keeping us on the edge of our seats. So, what's next for Melania Trump? Will she continue to play the role of the supportive yet silent wife, or is there more of her story waiting to unfold? Whatever happens next, one thing is for sure, Melania will always keep us talking. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Melania Trump's world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy updates. Don't miss out on the latest gossip and behind-the-scenes moments. Trust me, you won't regret it. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think. Until next time, stay curious.